when I was at Chelsea the other night, I bumped into some of the hierarchy at Newcastle. I didn't detect a particular movement towards changing things. I think there is a feeling this has been a bit of a weird season with injuries and the like, but they obviously do want to see some improvement, and I'm pretty sure that if they have their way, that Eddie will be in charge next season. But of course, ultimately, it comes down to the really big bosses in Saudi and what they're thinking, and I feel that is quite hard to predict, Henry.
Yes, but you would hope they're intelligent enough to take the views of those closer to Eddie Howe, to match day, to the training ground, to see how players like Anthony Gordon. Look, he was a good player, and he cost a fair bit. Was he sort of 50-odd million when he came from Everton? But the fact that he's developed and now he's in the England squad, and he could well go to the European Championships as part of Gareth Southgate's 23. So you just see Almiron, players like that develop. You see the emotional engagement between Tyndall and Howe and the supporters, the travelling supporters, the home supporters. You can see that Newcastle United are on the up. But, we just judge everything by the next corner, the next game, the next month. Whereas actually, you've just got to see, we're celebrating what Jurgen Klopp's achieved. And sadly, he's sort of leaving English football and he's leaving Liverpool. But, it wasn't immediate for him. It wasn't immediate for Arteta. It wasn't immediate for Pep. It's only really sort of Jose who goes in and gets that quick hit. Probably not now because he's on the downward slide as a manager. But you know what? Managers have to be given time. So Eddie Howe deserves another transfer window. He deserves another season. And he deserves a little bit more luck with injuries.
And just quickly on Coventry, you were mentioning how the building work was going on. Everything. They've had such a torrid time, Coventry, over the last few years, having to play at different grounds, wondering about their future. You and I both vividly remember them winning the Cup in '87, but there hasn't been a whole lot of joy since then. I mean, this is amazing for them to be in the semi-finals.
I mean, '87, Gary Mabbutt's knee became a fanzine title, let alone a headline. But you know what, Shaun? Maybe it's the aging process. That seems just like yesterday. And you have, maybe it's our generation, but we have this image of Coventry City and Jimmy Hill and Highfield Road, and they were the first all-seater, and Jimmy Hill sort of coming off the actually sort of running the line in a game and all that. That's all embedded, and that Keith Houchin diving header, which just seems to sort of grow in majesty with every year. And then 2 years later, they go and lose to Sutton United, the sort of the good and the bad of the cup summed up by Coventry City. But absolutely, the resilience of the supporters. There's always, you're from Newcastle. There's always that unique element of a one club city, and you go to Coventry and it's not had the best of times always over the years, but there's that resilience, and the club embody that. Even if they move out, they have issues with the stadium. The fans are there. Some of these players are there. So it was great going down to the training ground and seeing a little bit of TLC spent on the place. But this was in a week when the ridiculous situation with Reading's training ground going up for sale. I don't know if you've been to Reading's training ground, but it's a fantastic facility.
Selling it to Wickham, unbelievable.
Selling it to Wickham. I mean, the owners there, and fair play to the sort of, the Reading supporters. The way they're trying to get proper owners in, trying to get a bad owner out. There's anyway. We're sort of going slightly off piece, but but a lot of these things are tied up together. Yeah. And again, the importance of the FA Cup to show that EFL clubs, maybe we'll see it with Leicester City later on against Chelsea, that that they are alive and kicking. They've got this huge support. They've got players who've sort of fought their way up through the through the divisions. They've got a good manager in Mark Robbins. Ball boys apart. So I just thought that was fantastic, and what a game that was. I mean, the last 10 minutes of the game, and then the 9-10 minutes of added time was just sensational.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.